Dear students, in previous video we have completed lesson 2 question answers, that is short question answers, and long question answers I have not explained you. Lesson 2, that is the Vedic period. Okay, short question answers I have explained you and given you. You read properly. Then for long question answers, for each question you write 5 to 6 sentences and try to remember at least 5 sentences for each question. Okay, that is for long question answer, and you read from the book and remember 5 sentences for each questions. Okay, in this video we will read Jainism and Buddhism, lesson 3. The 6th century BC is regarded as an important period in world history. We saw the emergence of thinkers like Zoroaster in Persia, Confucius in China, and Mahavira and Gautama Buddha, among many others in India. In India, it was the period when the orthodox religious beliefs and practices were challenged and even rejected by the new sects. Of these sects, Jainism and Buddhism emerged as the most prominent religious reform movements. The sources. The three important sources which provide information about Jainism and Buddhism are the Angas, Tripitakas, and Jatakas. The Angas. These are regarded as the most important part of the Jain doctrines. They discuss religious rites, stages of householders' life, the vows of chastity, rules of conduct, and other features of Jain philosophy. Then Tripitakas. Tripitakas are the most important literary works of Buddhists. The word Tripitakas means 3 baskets of Buddhist canon, and Tripitaka is divided into 3 parts: the Vinaya Pitaka, the Sutta Pitaka, and the Abhidhamma Pitaka. The Vinaya Pitaka, which deals with the rules and regulations which Buddha promulgated for the monks or bhikkhus and the nuns. Then Sutta Pitaka. Sutta Pitaka comprises the discourses of Buddha on various occasions. It also has discourses by some of the disciples of Buddha, such as Sariputta, Ananda, and others. Then the Abhidhamma Pitaka. Abhidhamma Pitaka deals with Buddhist philosophy. It describes things like the working of human mind and the state of matter. Okay? So these are the 3 Pitakas. Then we will read about the Jatakas. The Jatakas refer to the tales which describe the previous births of Buddha in both human and animal form. Many Jatakas were written from an early period which describe previous lives of the Buddha. However, the Jatakas throw significant light on the political, economic, and social conditions of people from the 5th to the 2nd century BC. They also reflect Buddhist morals, ethics, and principles. Then we will read the causes for the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. There are different causes for the rise of Buddhism and Jainism, because in the later Vedic period, the rigid caste system, monopoly of the priests for expensive rituals, difficulty of common people to understand Sanskrit language, etc., confused the society very much. So, people wanted to easygoing performance in the religion and practice. Hence, they were naturally attracted to Jainism and Buddhism. So, point 1, reaction against ritualism. Religious ceremonies by then had become very expensive beyond the means of ordinary people. Some priests hardly realized the sufferings of the common man. Then second point is corruption in religion. Corruption crept into religious practices. In order to extract money, the priests encouraged ordinary people to perform yajanas and conduct household rites beyond their means. Then, third point is rigid caste system. The division of society into Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras had become rigid. It did not allow any social mobility. Okay. Then, point 4, difficult language. Sanskrit was considered a sacred language. Most of the Vedic literature was composed in Sanskrit. The priestly class gave discourses and chanted mantras in this language, which the common people found difficult to understand. Then, political situation. In the 6th century BC, Magadha was ruled by Bimbisara and later by Ajatasattu. Both the rulers were liberal and tolerant. They too were free from Brahminic influence, and later on opportunity came and they patronized both Jainism and Buddhism. Agricultural economy. Killing of animals to perform sacrifices was against the interests of farmers, and farmers needed a religion that would give protection to animals. Both Jainism and Buddhism preached non-violence and were against animal sacrifices. Then, Jainism. The doctrine of Jains were preached by saints called Tirthankaras. 23 Tirthankaras preceded Mahavira. The first Tirthankara was Rishabhadeva, and the 23rd was Parshvanath. Then we will read about Vardhamana Mahavira. Mahavira was the 24th and the last of the Tirthankaras. He made Jainism popular and systematic. That is why Mahavira is considered as the founder of Jainism. Vardhamana Mahavira was born in the second half of 6th century BC. He was the son of the chief of a Kshatriya clan and his mother Trishila of Kundagrama near Vaishali in Bihar. On account of his bravery and heroic deeds, he was called Mahavira. His father held a prosperous kingdom at his birth time, so he was called Vardhamana, which meant prosperity. He was married to Yashoda, and this was done in order to divert his attention from asceticism. But at the age of 30, After the death of his parents, Mahavira renounced the world and roamed about as a ascetic and practicing penance for 12 years. He silently endured all the hardship. At last, he obtained the supreme knowledge. Then he was known as Jina or Conqueror. His followers came to be called Jinas or Jains. Preachings of Mahavira. After becoming the Jina, Mahavira spent his life in preaching. He gave his first sermon in Mount Pipul, situated in Rajagriha, the capital of Magadha. Now, the main teachings of Jainism. Jainism preaches five vows: ahimsa, non-violence; asteya, non-stealing; satya, not telling a lie; aparigraha, not possessing property; brahmacharya, practicing chastity. Then another points are there. According to Mahavira, violence is of three kinds: physical violence like killing, causing injury or pain; violence in words or harsh language; and mental violence like ill will towards others. Jains believed in the sanctity of life or the right of every living being to live. Then, nine truths. Nine truths have a central place in the philosophy of Jainism. They are Jiva, Ajiva, Punya, Papa, Shanvar, Bandha, Nirjara, Moksha. The meanings also given in your book, you can read. Then the doctrine of Jainism. First is Triratna: right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Then Karma. The Jain believe in karma theory of Hinduism and that one should be responsible for one's own karma or actions. Then equality. Mahavira laid stress on equality between men and men as well as between men and women, and he preached universal brotherhood. Then eternal soul. Mahavira believed in the immortality of the soul. He said that the body dies but not the soul. Then salvation. Like Hindus, Jains believe in moksha, or freedom from the cycle of births and rebirths. Then believe in penance. Jains believed in penance. Then spread of Jainism. Jainism had royal patronage, therefore it spread easily around Kosala, Magadha, Mithila, Champa, and other parts of the country. Then there are different causes for the spread of Jainism. Local dialect. Mahavira adopted the language of common people, that is Prakrit, instead of Sanskrit, because it was difficult to understand for them. Then second point, royal patronage. Jainism received royal patronage. Chandragupta Maurya is said to have been converted to Jainism in later years of his rule. Then the saints. There were many devout Jain saints like Kalakacharya, who lived in Ujjain, and many others. Appeal to people. People found the religion attractive as it was based on austerity, simplicity, and spirituality. There were no animal sacrifices and all. And division into two sects. So, what are the two sects? They are Svetambarash and Digambarash. Jainism divided into two sects later on, because there was difference of opinion between them, two groups. So, Svetambarash, they wore white clothes for cleanliness and purity and covered their nose with a small cover of white cloth to avoid insects, etc. They fasted but avoided extreme penance. Then Digambarash, the second group, they were sky-clad in order to practice detachment from the worldly pleasure. They kept long fasts and saintly life. Then, impact of Jainism. Jainism believes in the spirit of accommodation and equality. Political impact. It was mainly the Kshatriyas who took to this new faith. As a result, they lost their warlike instincts. Then, social and religious impact. Jainism discarded the system of casteism, encouraged social service. Then, language and literature. Jain scholars have made an important contribution in literary field. The Jain texts were written in Prakrit, but at some places these texts were also written in local languages. Then, art and architecture. Jains constructed temples and monasteries. Jain relics are found in Khandagiri and Udayagiri caves in Orissa. Jains constructed hundreds of dharmasalas and opened several orphanages and supported many charitable institutions. Then we will read about the decline of Jainism. So there are some reasons, some factors were responsible for the decline of Jainism. Point 1. Jainism preached rigid austerity and it rose at the time of Buddhism also existed. Point 2. The religion did not spread to foreign countries. Point 3. Jainism did not get royal patronage from contemporary rulers. Point 4. Though Jainism advocated equality of men, it did not do away totally with the high and low positions in society. Point 5. During the Gupta period and in later years, Hinduism once again became popular. Therefore, Jainism remained restricted to a few pockets in the country. Okay, so these are the points for the decline of Jainism, these 5 points. Then next class we will read about Buddhism. Only in this class you read about the Jainism and all these points whatever I taught you, and from the book also you can read once again. Okay.